Hi guys, it's Carisa. I feel like I'm in a really weird place right now where I'm trying to shift my thinking from complete fear and worry to optimism and hope, almost fully. I feel like at this point I'm willing to do that. I just have to kind of retrain my thinking. I feel like every time I think of anything that has to do with the pregnancy, I feel like I shouldn't enjoy it because I feel like I'll be punished for that somehow. And I don't know if a lot of other women who have dealt with miscarriages have experienced that. I feel like once a lot of women get pregnant and the pregnancy seems like it will be viable, they are so confident, and I'm really envious of that confidence and that just free-spirited joy that people seem to have, where they're already making baby buys. I am terrified to make baby buys. I bought tiny little stickers of onesies for my day planner today, and I felt guilty doing it. I felt like it was too soon and it was stupid to buy them. And I know that's not true, but I have to kind of refocus my mindset and feel like I'm allowed to be happy and I'm allowed to enjoy this. And I'm struggling with that a little bit because I truly, genuinely am happy, but I feel terrified to let myself admit it and live in it. So I'm gonna work on that from this point forward and stop looking at things like, oh, we'll do this until, and just kind of plan ahead. So this week I had 3 appointments. On Tuesday I had an intralipid infusion to combat natural killer cell issues. I am doing another one next week, and next week will be my last ultrasound with the fertility center that's been seeing me, and checking my blood levels weekly and assigning me medications. Then I'll graduate to my gynecologist's office, and he does not want to see me until I think it'll be week 11. Because on Wednesday I had an ultrasound with his office, and then Thursday I had an ultrasound with the fertility center. Just because they're each individually monitoring me for different things, they want to check things for themselves. And they're not affiliated with each other because there are a couple of big local hospitals, but that fertility center is independent, they're private, so the hospitals kind of don't like them because they think of them as competition. And I know that my doctor might not love some of the things that they've been doing. I called his office, I think I already mentioned in a previous video, to ask them if they do the intralipids or if they'd mind if I did that somewhere else. And they kind of acted like, okay, well, that's witchcraft. If you want to burn a cross or do something weird, you know, sacrifice a goat or whatever, go ahead. They acted like it was stupid, which I guess I understand. It's not something that I know it's very controversial, so I really didn't care. I just wanted to make sure they wouldn't get upset with me for working with the private group that is not affiliated with them, when there are fertility centers around here that are. So the nurse that I saw today for my ultrasound, today's Thursday, and the nurse that I saw today for my ultrasound at the fertility clinic is so enthusiastic and positive, and she's seen me through some really sad times. And I think right around the time she started there was when I was going through one of my first years of treatment with them. So she's seen us have some really, really sad news before, and she just gets so excited, and it feels really good to see how different they react to a positive ultrasound. And she played the heartbeat for me today. Mike went with me yesterday, and the ultrasound tech at my OB's office scared me a lot, actually, because I had some spotting last week. Of course, the day after my ultrasound, I started spotting, and I completely lost all of my symptoms. Every symptom I had was gone. And I didn't even have that much to begin with. Basically, the breast tenderness was just completely gone. And it still kind of is. So there was nothing really to reassure me. And the spotting wasn't a lot, but it was enough to concern me because it was definitely bright red, even though it was kind of watery. And I did pass a small clot, probably about the size of a blueberry. And I had some kind of egg white cervical mucus stringy stuff going on, and I thought, here we go, here's the beginning of the end. I tried really hard to stay positive and to rest a lot to make sure that I was getting kind of an even balance of very, very low impact exercise by just walking around a store for a while, and then making sure I also got a lot of rest. And I will tell you that's hard when you're not sleepy at all, because I've actually had quite a lot of energy even though I'm not drinking any caffeine. So I don't really want to take naps because I'm just not tired, and I don't want to affect my sleep in the evenings. So I would watch TV, I would play games on my phone, things like that, to try and just keep myself occupied, but lay down and put my feet up. Because I noticed that the spotting would occur after a lot of physical activity. So for example, if I was doing laundry and I was coming all the way downstairs from our second level and then going down into the basement stairs, I'd end up with spotting after that, because I'm kind of a jostler. I sort of like run and jog up and down the stairs. And I'm learning that I have to be slower about that, because I mean, I'll have to do that anyway. So I do get a little bit out of breath more easily now than I used to. And I'm trying to just pace myself and treat my body a little bit differently, because it is different. So anyway, the ultrasound tech yesterday, normally, I guess, from what I've experienced recently, they show you the baby right away, because that's what you're worried about. And then you can relax, and then they'll, check your uterus size, they'll do the measurements, the ovaries and all of that. But this technician did that first. And she was really quiet, and she seemed really serious. So we were terrified. Mike, I could just tell, I could see it on his face, and I couldn't even look at the screen because I was so nervous. And then she was like, oh, okay, here's the heartbeat. And she just showed us the little flicker, very, very casually. And she even asked me at one point if I was okay, because I was completely silent. I was barely breathing, and I wanted to be like, you scared me. That's what's going on here, because I'm sure people react very differently to seeing their baby's heartbeat. But it wasn't the first time we had seen it. Not that that affects me any differently, but it was the fact that she had completely terrified me before showing it to me. And then the doctor said they talked about just some different screenings we can do for our 10 to 11 week follow-up. And then today at the fertility center, where the nurse is a little bit, I guess, more personable, she played the heartbeat for me. And I did get a little emotional on my way there today. It's funny because since I'm on the Zoloft that the doctor gave me to deal with my fertility anxiety and misery, I don't cry nearly as much as I expected I would. But part of me is like, I have cried enough. I am just so happy now. But it did catch me on my way to my appointment today, and I just started crying before I even got there. And then she played me the heartbeat, and I teared up all over again. And she said, "Where's your phone?" Because Mike wasn't with me, so she grabbed my purse and had me record it. Yesterday the heart rate was 128, I believe, and today it was 147. And here is our photo. I do have a small fluid sac, which you can't really see in this image very well, but it's up here. It shows up looking almost like a second gestational sac on the ultrasound. It shows up like a black circle. But she was showing me, kind of explaining. I don't know if she was suspicious that there were 2 babies last time or what she thought it was. The office yesterday said it was not that specifically, but he mentioned that I might have a small fibroid. But today she said that I have a small fluid sac, which is basically just blood. And I don't know if he was referencing the same exact thing as she was, but my ultrasound looked really squashed yesterday. Mike has that picture with him at work, but basically the gestational sac was shaped kind of like a banana and was real tight around the baby. And today, I mean, it still looked like that a little bit, but not nearly as much. And she said that fluid sac it's normal. I'll probably just reabsorb it. It's nothing to worry about. And because it's so far away from my cervix and it's so close to the baby, that it will probably I'll never actually get a bleed from it or anything. But just so that I'm aware that that's there. So that was the only other thing she mentioned, but she said that it was, and I'm quoting her because it was such a great thing to hear. She said, "This is a rock solid pregnancy." So I will have an ultrasound next week for my 8-week, and then I won't have another one again until June 2nd, I think. I'm not sure yet when. You guys will all find out. I did tell my mother and my sister on Mother's Day, and my father found out because my niece told him. I didn't get a chance to tell him myself. But we didn't even think she was listening, but apparently she heard. So that was kind of cute and unexpected. And we told Mike's parents as well. I purchased a few small gifts for them. I picked up a little keychain for my mother on Etsy. It was like a punch engraving done with my sister's children's names on it. And then I had a third charm that said Baby G with a December birthstone. And I purchased some blocks for Mike's mom, like countdown blocks to say, however many weeks or months, however she wants to set it up until the baby's due. And it was really fun to surprise them all with it instead of having I don't know. I liked having the privacy of no one knowing for a little while, but it was starting to get hard to hide it from people. I have lost the breast tenderness that I had, which I explained in the last video was sort of, initially it was isolated to like the nipple area, and then it sort of became like an all over achy feeling. And now I get more like what I guess I would describe as breast lightning. It's just sort of like a quick, sort of not sharp or intense ache or pain, but just a noticeable sensation, and it's gone. And it can be if I bump into something or if nothing happens at all. I'll just notice that. I haven't really had it today, but it's been happening this past week. I do notice that I'm burping a lot more, at least for me, I think. Quick story about me. I couldn't burp until I was in my mid-20s. I don't know what it was. I used to just get like a sound that would kind of come up to here, and everybody in the room could hear it, but no actual burps would come out. I didn't know how to do it on my own. It wouldn't happen naturally. Even if I chugged a bunch of carbonated beverages, I wouldn't burp. And then suddenly one day it was like my body just figured it out, and now I've been making up for lost time, and I just let myself, I don't even hold it back anymore, but because I actually enjoy it quite a bit. And I'm not even gross about it. I just, I'm just being real with you. But it is honestly incredibly rare. I really don't burp that much, but lately it's been several times, like it's daily now. And it'll happen right after I wake up in the morning or something like that. So normally I have to actually eat or drink something for that to happen, and now it's just kind of there. I've also noticed that my hair is really dry. It might not look like it today. Maybe it does, I don't know. But I have a ton of product in my hair, and I normally don't use product at all. Sometimes a little bit of hairspray, but I almost never put anything in my hair. In the summer when it gets really humid, I do, but it's only just getting to be 70 degrees here now. It hasn't even been that hot, and my hair is just so frizzy and dry feeling. So I had to put a lot of product in my hair today. I think I have 2 different products in and hairspray on top of that. To kind of combat the crazy frizzies. And lastly, something that's been happening a lot in the past 48 hours, is that I've noticed I have absolutely no appetite. If I'm trying to plan ahead what I think I want to eat for dinner, for example, or if I'm working and I think I should have something for lunch, what should I have? I don't want anything. Nothing sounds good at all. Not that it grosses me out, but just nothing sounds appealing and I'd rather not even eat. But I know I have to. And then suddenly I will have this intense, very, very sudden hunger. And I know it doesn't matter what I have to eat something. So I've been trying to have a lot of whole foods. I have been incorporating whole grains, no sugar, whole grain cereal. I'm not keto right now, mainly because a lot of what I was doing to get pregnant is stuff that I can no longer actually have or do. I know there are ways to do keto when you are pregnant, but none of those actual foods really appeals to me right now. But I'm trying to make sure that I have an avocado every single day, and I have about 2 to 3 ounces of spinach every day, and I drink a ton of water. I don't have any appetite for sweets whatsoever. I almost don't even know myself when it comes to that, because just like the Aqua Zero drinks that I used to drink, I just don't even want them because they seem too sweet for me. So that's kind of nice. It's kind of a huge relief, because things could be really difficult if all I wanted to do every day was eat ice cream. So that's it. Sorry, this was kind of a long update. Here I was thinking I didn't have much to say, but I ended up having a lot to say. I am struggling a little bit with work. I have trouble sitting for as long as I used to. I do try and take breaks and get away from my desk and stand up, but honestly, my back is starting to hurt at my desk, and I'm having trouble finding a solution for that, for how I should sit or if I should change my chair. I've been stuffing pillows behind my back, but honestly, nothing really helps. So that's been the real challenge, is to actually get my work done in a timely fashion and not be terribly uncomfortable the whole time. So I'm trying to figure that out. I've been sort of researching some cushions and some back pillows and stuff, but I think I'm gonna try and roll up some towels and see if that helps. I'm not really sure, but I know you guys aren't gonna see this in time to be able to help me with that, so. But that's it. I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you.